Can you hear me? Okay, so let me know if you can hear me clearly. I didn't know that I hadn't brought myself up on stage earlier and I was speaking. So if you're here with me, let me know if my sound is good enough and we can begin. Okay, so once you come in, you can drop a comment. Let us know your name, introduce yourself, and then let me know where you're watching from, where you're joining from. Okay. Once you come in, introduce yourself, then let me know where you're watching from. We're going to be talking about um, emotional intelligence tonight. Okay. So are you with me? Okay. Good. Who else? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I need a. Oh, beautiful. Julia is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everyone, to this session. Okay. So tonight we are going to be talking about emotional intelligence. Um, I will at some point be opening my mic so that we can talk more, or rather, so that you can see my face. What am I even saying? I mean, so that you can, I'll open my video so that you can see my face. You can imagine me saying, I'll open my mic so that you can see my face. Okay, so yes, this is, if you're here and you're in the inner circle, you can also inform everyone that we are live. Okay, let me see. Okay, this is okay. So I'd have to be turning off my camera for now, and then I'll come up stage. I'll turn it on later. So let's quickly go into the topic of today. And if you're here from anywhere, you're here from Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, YouTube, you're welcome. Okay, you're welcome. And if you're watching as a replay, you are equally welcome. So, what is emotional intelligence? Tonight we're going to be discussing emotional intelligence based on certain factors, okay, certain precepts, step by step. We are going to be breaking it down so that it's easy for you to understand it well. You know, emotional intelligence at a point it became more like a cliche term. People just throw it around, emotional intelligence, emotional quotient. They don't really know what it means. And I would like to tell you this, that emotional intelligence is one of the reasons a lot of people get hired, and still one of the reasons many people get fired. Okay, many people who do not have good emotional quotient find it hard to stay with people. They find it hard to build relationships. They find it hard to maintain relationships. Okay, so um the tonight we're going to be breaking it down. We're going to be breaking things down and making it easy to understand. And at the end of the session, you should be able to define emotional intelligence. You should be able to tell somebody else what emotional intelligence is about and help them understand the concepts, help them understand the tenets, help them understand the how to build, how to improve upon okay, so you can help others improve their emotional quotients. Good. I just switched into my mic and I hope it's clear enough. Yeah, if you've noticed it, I'm a bit unsettled because I'm just coming back now, like now. And I was trying to do something earlier. I was trying to use my slides for the presentation. I tried and tried and tried and tried. I couldn't even find where it was located on my device. But I was like, to hell with the slides. You know what? I'm going to come here and I'm going to teach, right? And that's what I'm doing now. Um. So yeah, emotional intelligence is simply all what is involved in understanding, harnessing, and utilizing your emotions and that of other people around you. Understanding, harnessing, and utilizing or leveraging upon your emotions and that of other people around you. This is a very important soft skill. And at this point, I would like to just pause and educate us on what soft skills and hard skills are. Sometimes when people say soft skills, they think soft skill means skills that you can do, and they they are soft. They are not difficult things you can just do from the comfort of your room and you are making money. That's what they think, but that's like really really far away from the truth. Okay, soft skills do not mean skills that you can do that do not require a lot of hard work. Mm-mm. Okay, soft skills are human skills, interpersonal skills, people skills. Now, emotional intelligence is one of those soft skills. And these soft skills, they are not things you can usually present ready evidence for. You can't look at somebody and they tell you, oh, hello, I have good emotional intelligence, and you just believe. No, you have to interact with them as people before you can say, okay, this person is emotionally intelligent. However, for somebody who says, I'm a great designer, you don't need to interact with them. All you need to do is ask them to show you workings, show me your work, show me your design. So that's what we refer to as hard skill. Okay, hard skill. It doesn't require interacting with the individual for you to find out whether the person is competent or not. And under hard skills, we have digital skills, we have tech skills, we have handicrafts. Digital skills referring to things that you do with digital tools, you do with computers, you know, digital. It could be tech, tech inclined, data analysis, machine learning, animations, whatever it is that it has to be under tech or ICT. It could be handicraft or handiwork. Okay, so shoemaking, bag making, weaving, hair making, hairstyling, and all those ones that you do with your hands, painting, driving, stuff like that. Those ones are hard skills. Okay, but soft skills will require more of deeper human interaction and deeper human discernment for you to say, okay, yes, this one, we can say he's good at this. Okay, so I'm going to give you some time now, over the next 3 minutes. Introduce yourself in the comment section. Everyone here, introduce yourself in the comment section. I'm going to be pulling up your name, and just in case you are interested in any working with anybody and you see their name come up stage, you can inform me that you want to work with them, okay, or you need their service, and then I would link you both to together. Okay, so introduce yourself, say something good about yourself in the comment section, and I'll pull you up stage. And then one more thing, if you're here, share this live with your audience, and then let me know that you've shared. Okay, just type shared in the comment section, and then we'll move ahead. Okay, so we'll have a really, really amazing time learning about emotional intelligence tonight. And this time around, I don't want it to sound so cliche. I don't want it to sound strange or abstract. I want us to bring it home. I want us to bring it home. What is the cause of many breakups? What is the cause of many relationships that they are difficult to work with? There's always that person that you know that's very hard in your office where you work right now. As I'm saying this, people's names will be coming to your mind, but don't mention the names. Oh, there's always one person that is troublesome. There's always one person that nobody wants to work with. Nobody wants to work with them. Nobody. If they put anybody together with them, the person will just start complaining or even crying. But there's another set of people. Everyone wants to have something to do with them. Every single human being wants to do something with them. Okay, so um, it's up to you to learn what it entails so that you can be better for yourself and you can also empower others. If you don't understand this, if you don't understand what emotional intelligence entails, it's going to be very hard for you to work with people. It's going to be very hard for you to keep relationships. Very difficult. People will keep running away from you. Okay, so I am going to break everything down. I've already established what emotional intelligence is. Now, the next is why emotional intelligence. I've mentioned about keeping relationships, being attractive or friendly, the likelihood of landing roles, getting offers. See, by the virtue of you being able to relate with people, right? By the singular fact that when people come to you, they live happier, they live more fulfilled. That when people approach you, they feel at home. By that singular fact, you can get into a lot of opportunities. I mean, you can land a lot of opportunities for yourself. Okay, so you can become more notable in the society. You can become even wealthier just by understanding emotional intelligence and applying it to your life. Okay, now remember, I said if you're here, introduce yourself in the comments. Okay, shout out to yourself, introduce yourself in the comment section, and we would I would pull you up stage. So so I'm going to be talking about, okay, we are still on the why emotional intelligence. Talked about human relationships. I've talked about jobs, you know, talked about associations, roles, opportunities. It also makes you just feel better as a person. This thing is important. If you do not know how to analyze emotions for yourself and for others, one is that you will keep burning out a lot of times. You will keep burning out. You will also keep making mistakes because you will feel like nobody understands you and you can't even understand any other person. So if you allow your emotions to control you, you end up making huge mistakes. Okay, there are certain times that you may need to allow your emotions fizzle away. It's just like a balloon. On certain occasions, it makes sense for you to allow the air inside the balloon to go. So let's say you want to travel underwater, you want to swim and you want to dive into the water, and then you have balloon tied to you, right? If you try to jump into that water with the balloon, I mean a very big balloon, it won't let you in. You are going to just hang there. Okay, so you may need to allow whatever is inside that balloon to go before you'll be allowed to go into the water. Okay, now at some other times you may need that thing inside the balloon to actually take you where you want to go. So let's say you want to fly, you want to go on a balloon ride, hot air balloon ride, right? So something has to fill the balloon to propel it. Okay, if you just want a helium balloon that can just fly up, if you open the balloon or burst it won't fly any longer. So you need to learn how to relate with your emotions, how to interact with your emotions per time. And then you also need to be intelligent enough to understand other people's emotions and know how to relate with them per time. Absolutely important. That's what emotional intelligence is about. See, you can be a very sound person, you can be a very gifted person, you can be a very smart person, book wise, intellect wise, you can know a lot of stuff, you can have skills. But if you do not know how to relate with human beings, you'll be a total turn off. If you do not know how to manage, understand, manage, respond to emotions, whether it is your own or that of other people, you are going to be very terrible. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. And remember, I was telling you something that that there are people who you don't want to relate with, you don't want to mingle with, you don't want to have anything to do with them simply because you don't understand them, and they can't understand you. They are just very terrible people. If they are coming from one side, you are going from another side. You don't want to have anything to do with them. Okay, so you don't want to be that person. If you have noticed in yourself, within yourself, that a lot of places you go to, that people don't enjoy hanging around you, that people don't enjoy working with you, that people don't give you feedback. See, this thing, if you are good, you are good, you will know. If you are not good, you also know. I've hardly worked with any team where I don't get direct compliments. Hey guy, I love working with you. One of my colleagues, when I was working in the national hospital, at the point she just approached me and was like, "TJK, you are a very lovable person. You're a very lovable person." And it's not with any ulterior motive. There's something she has seen play out consistently that made her come to that conclusion to say, "You are a lovable person. I enjoy working with you." Feedback, compliments. That's how you will know if you are actually emotionally intelligent. Do people tell you that they enjoy hanging around you, that they enjoy working with you? It's not rocket science. As a boss, as an employer of labor, do your colleagues, that be your subordinates, come to you and tell you things like, why, like, beyond the salary, I just want to be around you, I just want to be with, there's something about you, there's something about you. Many times that something about you is emotional intelligence. It's the deciding difference. In a world filled with toxic people, emotional babies who choose to just react to situations and react in response to their emotions anyhow, it takes it takes a lot for you to be the difference. And when you are that difference, people will know. It's going to be so clear, it's going to be so glaring. I tell people, in a world filled with darkness, light will be appreciated. In a world filled with foolishness, with foolish people, wisdom will be magnified. In a world filled with emotionally unintelligent people, when you come out with higher emotional quotient, people will love working with you. They're going to love working with you. People will literally pay to work with you. Trust me on this. People would pay to work with you, to be in your team, to be close to you, to be your friend, because you understand certain things. And see, this emotional intelligence, when we talk about emotional intelligence, it seems like, okay, it's just for corporate people, it's only in the office, it's only because I want to get a job, it's that thing that it looks good to write on my CV. That's what people think. But beyond that, even the way you type on social media, the way you respond to people on group chats, the way you type content on Facebook, the way you appear in comment sections will determine if you are emotionally intelligent or emotionally dumb. Emotionally, like, emotional intelligence 0/100. That's the way some people are, and they will show it. It's not far-fetched. Anything that is inside of you will come out. It's just looking for the right opportunity. But when the right opportunity shows up, it's going to come out. Okay? So, um, as I'm doing this, I'm trying to also distribute this so that other people can join. So if you are doing that as well, please let me know. Okay? Let me know so that we'll be on the same page. If you are sharing, let me know. So, like I was saying, so emotional intelligence is not rocket science. Oh, good. Charles Chiagozi, I see you. Well done, Charles. Well done. So, for everyone here, you can do two things. Any of this, hit the like button, and then share. Hitting the like button will show me how many people actually came across this video, okay, and how many people are engaging and watching. It's not compulsory, it's not a must, okay. But I will appreciate, just share and let me know that you did. So I'm going to be pulling up some people on stage. If you see any of them and then you feel like you want to work with them, go ahead and reach out. Makes sense to allow the air go of the Babylon, okay. And goodness, yeah, goodness, Abachuku. Good, good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, Julia is an early years childhood educator, Montessorian, dyslexia enthusiast, and in-house teacher trainer. This is absolutely fantastic. Okay. Mesoma shared. Okay, good, 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 good. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, Mesoma. I really do. Charles, and Mesoma. Thank you. So, like I was saying, um, Queen Olang, I see you. Well done. Well done. Thank you very much for sharing. Emotional intelligence can be applied in every sector of your life. The way you write, the way you speak, the way you react to situations, the way you communicate with people. Okay? Everything you do in life, you can apply emotional intelligence. You can apply emotional intelligence. Okay? Now, I'll paint certain pictures for you. I don't know if you've seen people that you are trying to, even in church, the way some people share their testimonies in church will tell you how much emotional intelligence they have in them. Hadiza, thank you. So somebody gets a good report or something, right? And then I don't know if you've ever heard things like, we were in a car and you know uh we were hit by another vehicle. Everybody died, but I survived. You know, everybody died. Now somebody else can share that testimony and it will not sound somehow. But then there are some people that the way they will share the testimony, you will know that there's obviously something wrong somewhere. It's as if they are extra happy that every other person died and they survived. So it's no longer that they are giving glory to God that they survived, but it's the fact that, see, for everybody to die and me I survived, it means I'm special. you know, Let me not even go far. Not go far. Some people they will pass examination. The way they will create content about the exam, what they are going to say, you will know that, nah, So for some people, they don't care what other people are going to feel. If you are really emotionally intelligent, there are situations that would arise. You may have to celebrate, but the celebration will come a different way. A different way. I watched a short video. By next session, I'll be pulling up some of those videos so that you can also be watching with me. We'll take time and just pull them up and watch together. I watched a short video, and that video, you know, this is a team of children that were playing soccer, football, and one team won by penalty. So immediately they won, they ran out and they started running and celebrating. One of the teammates did not celebrate. He turned immediately from there, went to the opposing team, the opponents, and his friend was playing in that team. He was bent over, he was sad and probably crying. He went there and hugged the friend and consoled the friend. Now, that video, it did something to me. Okay? So, it's beyond playing to win. Emotional intelligence is beyond playing to win. It is winning and not rubbing off that win on the eyes of your competitor, right? It's not trying to tell people, hey, I'm better than you. There are still people who create content that way. If you are still you are sitting down with your phone, pressing phone and putting your legs on the table, you are still a joke. If you have not made a million with your phone, you are a joke. You are foolish. Some people are actually like that. Fortunately, a lot of them are no longer making noise now. Because before, all you be hearing, oh, make six figures in 2 days or less, make 750K in 30 days or less. But now everybody has calmed down. Everybody is calming down, you know. But emotional intelligence is applicable in every sector of your life. Now, when it comes to the tenets, the fundamental tenets of emotional intelligence, the different categories that we need to look into, there are five of them, and I'll add a sixth one, and I'll tell you why. Okay, when you join in, please share. Please share. Just hit share button. If you're watching on Facebook, anywhere you're watching from, just share and let me know that you've shared. Um, um, Charles Chiagozie and Queen Olang and Hadiza Mohammed. Thank you for sharing. And Mesoma Ogweri. Thank you. I appreciate. I'm intentionally taking notes of this. So yes, what was I saying? There are five tenets, and I said I'll add the sixth one. The first one is the first tenet of emotional intelligence is self awareness. Self awareness. Understanding yourself, understanding your emotions, understanding your temperaments, understanding your triggers. Okay, knowing what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what brings out these emotions in you. So if somebody does a particular thing to you and you don't like it, if you know that, okay, coming to work every day, once you start getting towards your workplace, you are angry, you are bitter, you are resentful, you know start taking note of it and knowing what exactly makes you unhappy and cranky. So now you are coming back from work because of the stress that you accumulated in your workplace. You get back home and your sibling or your spouse says something, and then you spark because you have not learned to know what exactly is happening to you. You don't know where it's coming from. You don't know what the trigger is. You don't know. But when you listen well, you listen well to your body, you'll be able to discern what are your triggers, what makes you happy, what makes you sad. Okay? Now, that is for self-awareness. Okay? Understanding yourself, understanding your emotions, understanding not just for you, understanding that of those around you. Reading the room. There's a way you will walk into a room and this is not the mood. Some people don't know when to play. You know, there are some people that they have friends who lost their loved ones, and instead of mourning with them, they're telling you, guy, come, may we go, let's go and have fun, let's go do something. you know I'm not saying it is entirely bad, right? But you have to understand what is happening per time. When your friend fails an exam, that is not the best time to tell them how well you did in your IELTS exam. Hmm? Your friend failed an exam and told you that he failed an exam. It is not the best time to start rejoicing. Kai, see my own papers. Oh, I scored all A's. I made parallel A's. Thank God. No, you should calm down and understand the room. What is the predominant emotion in the room? Then how can I support or be of help or blending? You still announce your wins, but there's a more strategic way to do that without infuriating people's injuries, or their emotions. Self-awareness, awareness of emotions. Are you hot? Are you cold? What could it be that is that you're going through per time? Now, number two, self-regulation, emotional regulation. Every human being has an internal thermostat. You know why your pressing iron will not burn your clothes? most times, especially Philips iron. Philips should come and pay me for adverts. But it is good internal regulator, regulating thermostat. That's what it's called. So when the metal heats up to a certain point, a certain degree, it activates the thermostat to disconnect. So it begins to cool down a bit, cool down a bit, cool down a bit until it gets to a certain point. It connects again. So now the metal is expanding, it is contracting and expanding, contracting when it's getting cool, expanding when it's getting hot, and making certain connections inside. So that is how you should function as a human being. Know when things are getting overboard, know when things are getting out of hand, know when to go outside and take a deep breath, know when somebody is beginning to get on your nerves and you need to exit this scene. It is not all the time that you would respond immediately. In most occasions, you don't even have to respond immediately. So know when to just exit yourself, catch some breath, and come back again. You must not respond to every situation immediately. You must not respond to every situation immediately. Okay? So self regulation is important. Now, regulating your emotions is different from regulating that of other people. You know, one of the ways to know somebody who is not emotionally intelligent, they try to fuel chaos. They try to fuel chaos. So when two people are fighting on the street, you always see somebody standing and playing the devil's advocate, standing by the side and saying, leave them, leave them. Now this guy they fight trouble. Now this one made them fight. This fight don't they hungry them since. Made they leave them, made them fight. There's always those people. And then the fight begins. They threw a few punches and somebody's on the floor, probably bleeding to death. And the guy that was screaming, leave them, made them fight, is nowhere to be found anymore. Nowhere to be found. Okay? So you need to learn how to regulate your emotions and how to also help other people regulate their own emotions. Hmm? Like I said, recognizing triggers. Triggers, what makes me happy, what makes me sad. Now, the next component of emotional intelligence, number three component, is empathy. Empathy. Empathy is a subset of emotional intelligence as well as a skill on its own. So, empathy is simply your ability to put yourself in other people's shoes without getting crushed by the same shoes in the realm of your mind. Your ability to you know to seemingly experience what other people are experiencing emotionally. So somebody tells you, I failed an exam. Truth be told, a lot of times if you've never experienced what people are experiencing, you won't really be able to relate what they are going through. So somebody tells you, I failed an exam, you are telling them, no, don't worry, next time prepare, study harder. It's because you've not failed an exam before. That's why it's easy to just say, oh, don't worry, prepare next time, study harder. You think they didn't study harder. So those are some of the things that come into play. Empathy. Now, the next one is, and what I wanted to say about this empathy is, when you are trying to understand other people's emotions and show empathy, also be careful not to sink in, because it is very common amongst empaths, you know, sinking in is very common. So you see somebody who, is going through difficult times, and that's why, if you're an empath, take a lot of caution before you go into careers like counseling, because people are going to come and tell you their problems. They're going to come and discuss all sorts of things with you. They're going to come and tell you all of their life's history, their life problem, how they got abused, how their husbands are not taking care of them, how they are being starved, and how this is happening to, all those stories that would make you go crazy if care is not taken. You know, they tell you, and the next thing, the person that came for counseling is now counseling the counselor. Somebody is telling you a story about what happened to them, and all of a sudden you start crying. You break down in tears, and they're now consoling you. That's meant to be the one consoling. So it happens. So you have to understand this. Mary Emeka, you're welcome. Mary Enika, elementary educator, math, science, and reading specialist, provides tutoring and guidance services for learners in home and online to help them ace their grades and achieve balance. Beautiful stuff you're doing. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Are you in Abuja, if I may ask? So if you are, just let me know. Let me know in the comments section, or you can send me a message as well. So Sunday Chagozie, welcome. Student cum businessman, passionate about community development through quality education. M&E intern. I wonder what the M&E means. Okay. Founder of an upcoming NGO, Merman. Awesome, awesome. Feel free to tell us what the NGO is about, okay? Um, Feel free to mention it. Well done. So, like I was saying, um, empathy, your ability to experience, not experience, your ability to wear the shoes of other people without getting crushed by it. Very important, too. Very important. Awesome. Thank you, the intentional teacher. So, now, number 4. So I mentioned 3 tenets of emotional intelligence. Number 4 is motivation. And right here we have both internal and external motivation. Not just internal and external. There are 2 different entities involved. Your ability to motivate yourself and motivate other people. Right? And this leads me to the 6th tenet, that is persuasion. Okay, persuasion as a skill, your ability to influence people's thoughts and perspectives and actions with your own message, your ability to command authority without actually commanding. Okay, so now we have I've talked about motivation. Very important tenet. Intrinsic, extrinsic. What do I mean by that? Okay, internal and external environment. One is your ability to find a deeper meaning with life and everything in between. Everything that you are doing, how are you able to explain deeper that this is why you are doing it? Do you have a better reason for living? Do you have a better reason for working that your job? Do you have a better reason for hosting that class you want to host? Do you have something deeper? Okay, so that's one. The extrinsic is more about how you allow the external environment to influence your decisions. Okay, so this one is coming from circumstances outside of you. Maybe you want to be wealthy, and that's why you're doing what you're doing. Maybe the situation of things in your country is also it's not going so well. That's all good. Okay, now that's it for you know um motivation. And remember, I also mentioned the ability to motivate other people, to inspire other people to action. Asking the big why question. Why? Now, the next one is social skills. Social skills. And this is one of the reasons why in the inner circle, part of what I'm going to be teaching is social intelligence. So beyond emotional intelligence, social intelligence. You know, it's a broad thing on its own. Social intelligence. Now, this is simply about human relationships. Your ability to make, manage, and sustain human connections, networks. Okay, your ability to meet people out there. A lot of people do not know how to relate with you. They don't know how to keep conversations. They don't know how to relate with people. They don't know what to do when they are in the midst of people. They have zero idea. See, they almost never do anything. They almost never do anything, really. Okay, so if you are going to be emotionally intelligent, you have to know how to relate to people. You have to know how to work with people. You have to make it a conscious effort, a very conscious one. Okay, now identify all the flaws, all the differences and difficulties when it comes to making human connection, and start working on them one by one. One by one, starting from your communication skills, rapport building strategies, you know, knowing what to say per time, knowing who is open to connect, knowing who is, rejecting and what to do when you get rejected. All of those things come with social skills. What to say when you meet people, how to introduce yourself, how to be confidently present in the midst of people. You can be in the midst of people and you don't know certain social etiquettes. You are not emotionally intelligent. If you go for event, you are sitting in a table, others are connecting with themselves and making conversations, good conversations, and then you sit on that table and all you do is to press your phone. You're logging, you are from Instagram, you jump to LinkedIn, to Facebook, to TikTok, jumping around. But other people are making connections that can take them to journeys in destiny.
So it is totally up to you to start developing your social finesse or social skills, social abilities, whatever you choose to call it. But you need to start developing that ability to connect with people, transact value with people, and build immediate or potential mutually beneficial relationships. Very much needed. Don't be a social dummy. See, there are things in this life that would come to you by virtue of social connection that you may never ever be able to afford. But it's simply because you know how to work with people, you know how to relate with people, you know how to talk to people. And when it is time, when the time is right and ripe, they would remember you. And the more social connections you build, the more you expand your opportunity frame. Why? There's limitless opportunities in each individual. The more people you connect with and do good to, the more likely it is that good will return to you. That's the law of life, it's reciprocity. Okay? So, as much as possible, try. Even if it is difficult, so just try. Keep expanding your scope, keep expanding your threshold. Give yourself tasks to connect with people, to meet new people, and then you keep going from there. So how can you learn emotional intelligence? How can you, knowing all these things now, how can you learn? I want to become a better and a more emotionally intelligent leader. Coach, I want to become a more emotionally intelligent person. This emotional intelligence has been affecting my relationships. It has been, really, really affecting me and all. What do I do? You see, sometimes people may not tell you directly that you have low EQ, that your emotional intelligence level is too low. They may not tell you directly. They may not tell you. There are etiquettes that you need to learn. There are etiquettes that you need to learn. How can you create emotional safe spaces for everybody that is around you? Let's get practical with this. You are in a relationship, you will not let the person that you are dating talk. Before the person will say one, you've said 100. You don't let people talk. Whenever people are with you, they're even afraid of talking because they know once they say anything, you will collect the remaining conversation and talk the remaining talk. Somebody is trying to make a suggestion. You're yes, 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 I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. So no, that's not how to do it. That's not how to do it. You visit people and you squander everything they have. You don't contribute. It's not how to do it. That's not emotional intelligence. It's not. The way you communicate ideas, the way you even sell your products. If you are going to sell by insulting people, your emotional quotient is very low. If you must insult people to sell your product, you are making a huge mistake. You are not a salesperson, you are not pressor. Okay, so all those things are part of it. This is life, and if you do this right, your likability factor is going to increase. People would love to hang around you. Okay, so people would want to always be around you, and by them being around you, opportunities will come to you. I received a call from a friend and a former colleague today asking me, Chijoke, there's an opportunity that came out, and I was, where will you like to? Will you? Are you open to a job offer? Are you open to a job offer? And that someone was the owner of the hospital was asking me that he needed somebody who can, is interested in women's health and can be doing coaching sessions for some of their patients and da 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 da. And she was like, as the man was saying all those things, she felt like saying, "Oh gosh, shut up! I know the person you want." She felt like, "It's okay, sir. Let me call him." And she did call me. Right now, I'm saying this because this is how opportunities pass. So it's not this, she had a recommendation slot. All she needed to do was to just call me and say, "Okay, come." Right now, imagine that while we were working, I didn't treat her well, or I didn't, I wasn't intelligent enough to manage my emotions and also regulate my emotions. I mean, work together with other people. uh So it is your prime responsibility to make an indelible mark of likability on the hearts of everyone you meet, everyone you come across, everyone. Okay? So, um, how do we learn? How do we become more emotionally intelligent? Number one, by learning, by taking courses on emotional intelligence, by listening to webinars or seminars or podcasts on emotional intelligence, you know more about it. You know what it is. Number two, practice. Practice it. Some of these things you've learned, practice it. When you feel angry, frustrated, you want to just burst out, do deep breathing exercises, regulate yourself. Take deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just relax and rest. There are some people that you will meet, you get furious over nothing. You get furious and angry. You just regulate yourself. It's not that sometimes anger is justifiable. It's okay, burst out and everything is part of you regulating your emotions. However, you observe the situation and the circumstances around you and say, okay, is this what is needed most at this point of my life? Is this what is with the caliber of person that I am? Should I embarrass myself in public? Should I embarrass myself in my workplace just because I want to respond to a comment or because I want to respond to somebody? Maybe I just need to regulate. I just need to cool down. I just need to take a few deep breaths and I'm going to be fine. Okay? So that's one. That's another way. Learn, practice, practice, practice. Ask for feedback from people. Yeah, go ask people, what does it feel like to work with me? I want to know. I really want honest feedback. What are the things that you think I'm not doing well, that you think I would need to improve on? Ask different people. No harsh feelings. Let them tell you. If they want to do it anonymous, fine. But let them tell you what it feels like. What energy do you give out? What kind of heat do you radiate? Is it heat that cooks people and makes people better? Or is it heat that burns the food and makes the food useless? You will know. If people like you, you will know. If people are running away from you, you will know. If they're about to share a team, to say, oh, we're creating a team, uh, you join this team, you join this team. If they put you in a team and people start grumbling, kai, chai, chai, unfortunate thing. you know, Imagine being the rejected stone. It's like a drop of soap in oily water. That dispersion that it creates. So they drop you in the midst of people. And like, no, please, no. They say, who will we pair with this person? Everybody's running away. Then there's a problem somewhere. No matter what, when I was in school as an undergraduate, if we are doing group work, everyone wants to be in my group. Do you know part of the reasons they wanted to be in my group? They know eventually it's Chijoke that will do the work. We'll just attach our names. But we know as long as he is here, no wahala, we don't have fear. This assignment will go well and we will do well. you know. And after all the things I would do, when they need somebody to even go and present, I would still go and present. It was later on that I told myself, I cannot continue like this. I can't die before my time. So when they start looking for Chijoke, me too, I will join them and we'll be looking for Chijoke. We will search and search and search. Chijoke we will not find. Okay, but that's to show you that part of what you can do to be more emotionally, to help your emotional intelligence quotient or emotional credit score is being helpful to people, being useful to people. So I've said number one, learning, taking courses to know more about what emotional intelligence entails. It's by learning some of these things that you even know that okay. Let me tell you one thing. When I started learning about emotional intelligence, the thing I found out was that I was already emotional intelligent, but I didn't know what I was exhibiting was called emotional intelligence. I didn't know. I just thought I was being myself. I kept on wondering, why is it that anywhere I enter, they want to make me a leader? And as if it is written on my forehead, even if I don't talk, as long as I am there, an election is good. That's how I went for one program, one church program one time. I went home, I traveled home, went for a church program that I didn't want anybody to know me there. It was that day I came that they wanted to do election. They don't even know if I'm a wandering convert or if I'm a member of the church. They don't know me. I can't remember. I don't even know whether I made it. I think I made a contribution there. That's how they tried. It was time to nominate their executive. They started pointing fingers at me. Before I knew what was happening, they told me to stand up. Say, Secretary General, I be General Secretary. They're telling me, God has. I say, you people should calm down. I'm going back to school. I'm not here. I don't, I don't stay here. I just say, let me enter this building and join and fellowship with you. Now, that's to tell you how well this thing can spot you out. So I meet people. I go to anywhere I'm going to, the teams, organizations I work with, and I know this guy, I just want to work with him. I want to be in his team. Okay? That's it. So practice it. Become a more kind person. Listen more. Listen to people. Use words of affirmation and compliment people. Say the magic words. Thank you. I'm sorry. Which other one? I'm sorry. Thank you. Um, which other one? Please. Is the remaining one. There are four. Sometimes five or six. But learn to say please. Learn to say I'm sorry. Learn to apologize. If you're going to go on your knees to apologize to people that you really value in your life, humble yourself. Go on your knees and apologize. Excuse me. Please pardon me. Beautiful. Thank you very much. All of them. Have all those things handy. See, eliminate pride if you must be an emotionally intelligent fellow. Learn to say, I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry, it's my fault. I've had occasions where, misunderstandings come in. How do you manage misunderstanding and conflict? This time, not between Mr. A and Mr. B, between you and somebody. For me, hey, I don't used to waste time. Oh. In fact, e get as we go drag. looking for who is wrong and who is right. I will just accept the wrong position. Let peace reign, especially if it's a relationship I want to keep up. Of course, you shouldn't be foolish. Oh. I am not saying the person is going to be foolish and being foolish every time, and I'll now be accepting my fault for. Mm-mm. But there are times that you know, okay, this is just misunderstanding. It's just misunderstanding, and it has come to plant discord. And you can't really put a fine line to who caused the issue. So I take it to myself. I'm sorry. And for me, in a few days, I've forgotten. You know, oh, I'm sorry I talked to you that way. I'm really upset at the moment. I don't even know why. Probably because I'm tired and exhausted by this work I'm doing. I shouldn't have talked to you that way. I'm sorry. So the way you apologize matters. So it's not to come and tell somebody, eh, I'm sorry if I offended you. You offended me and you're telling me if. Uh-uh. I'm really sorry if I offended you. If you feel offended, it's not even if I offended you. If you feel offended, I'm sorry. That's terrible. It's pride. Okay? So you should be able to apologize the right way. To say, I'm sorry when you err, when you make mistakes. To admit your errors and say you don't know everything. To say, please, I need your help. Sometimes, even the mere fact that you are asking people for help gives them a lot of comfort, knowing fully well that you consider them worthy of rendering help. And of course, when they help you, be grateful. Be grateful. My colleague in my workplace, at a point, I was finding it difficult to create slides. Slides, oh. So she put me through. I reached out to her and asked her, please, I see that you can do this. Can you teach me? Said yes. She put me through in like 5 minutes and I got a hang of it. I just understood what she explained to me and I was able to replicate them. Now, I was so happy. Till today, I still thank her. Till today. And she'll be surprised. Ah, what did you even do for what did I do for you that you're, you know, but to me it's a lot. The information saved me a lot of time, saved me money, saved me resources. I mean, it's a lot. So learn to say thank you. Learn to ask for help where you need help. You know, sometimes it's simple and it will save you a lot of time, energy, and money. It's leverage. Okay, that's you being emotionally intelligent. Which other magic word did it, excuse me, pardon me, yeah, please, thank you, show gratitude, use words of affirmation and compliment. I don't want to say affection so that it will not sound somehow, but compliment people. Oh, your hair looks nice. Oh, your shoe looks good. Sometimes, those tiny details that you don't notice about people, that's what makes all the difference. As an employer, as an employee, as a friend, as a colleague, as a life partner, whatever, that's what makes the difference. Oh, nice haircut. And they're probably going to be thinking in their head, wow, so I cut this hair since 3 days ago and you're actually the first person telling me nice haircut. You are the first person to notice that I cut my hair. Those tiny details matter. And usually for us, the men, sometimes it can be it can be difficult. I had to intentionally start teaching myself certain things. Till today, I'm still learning. You know, I'm still learning. hmm So, um, Those are the things, the tiny details that matter. Okay, the tiny details that matter. Remember, I said number one, learn, take courses, read books, discuss, attend webinars, attend sessions that will help you understand emotional intelligence. Two, practice. The practice, that's what I'm sharing with us now. Be intentional about being emotionally intelligent. Be intentional about living out the emotional intelligence that we're talking about. Do some of these basic things and you will see results. And then don't forget, three, ask for feedback so that you can improve. Know where you can improve. Ask for feedback. Call people and say, oh, what did I do that you didn't like? What have I done that you don't like? Ask for feedback. That's the only way improvement is assured. Okay. So at this point, I would want to give room for questions. Absolutely. Absolutely. Learning. Yes, learning. Because I know this was my own experience. The more I learnt about anything, the more I found it easier to practice. Then I had to practice anything I'm learning. I'm putting it into my life. I'm trying it out. I'm going all out. Okay. And then feedback, asking for feedback. What do you think about working with me? And sometimes what you will need to even get feedback is to give feedback. Okay. And let me teach you something. Now, let me teach you something. If you have to criticize people, right, do it the right way. Don't start with the negatives. I have applied this in my life, except where I need to look for trouble. Let me say, if I see posts of somebody who is insulting women, for example, talking down on women, you know, all these misogynists parading on Facebook, talking all sorts of nonsense, I can attack them directly. Me, nothing concern emotional intelligence for person wey no get sense. Kai, why did I speak this pidgin English now, with my international audience? They won't know that I am violent like this, So, like I was saying, people who have refused to have sense, I have no business trying to prove anything to them. I'll try my best, but I have no business trying to prove anything. If I notice that, okay, somebody is being unnecessarily silly, I'll give them what they need, what they deserve, right? But then beyond that, how you respond to comments that you disagree, I mean, posts that you disagree with, how you engage in comment sections for posts that you don't agree with, really matter. So instead of going to the comment section and saying, you don't know what you're saying, nonsense, I disagree, exclamation mark, and then you start talking and talking and talking. If you know that, okay, this is a relationship you don't want to destroy, but you want to give feedback, right? Let me give you a typical example. So you don't go and say, no, I disagree. You go something like, I actually appreciate and admire your line of thought. You did a very good work outlining all this with references and this and that. Now you've complimented, then you follow up with your own suggestion or your criticism. However, I strongly believe that this is a common bias most people have. Or, however, I have a very different opinion to this. This, that, and by the time you are done, then you cover it up again that, with that said, or moreover, really, I'm always grateful to read from you as there's something to learn. You sandwich it. Why? When you just attack people with negative, uh, uh, with criticism, their whole body shuts down to what you are saying. They go into fight or flight response. They go into attack mode because they feel like this person doesn't like me, or this person is envious, or this person is, just one thing or the other comes to their mind. Okay. So, as much as possible, when you want to criticize, move in, go head first, move in with commendation or compliment. You did a really nice job putting this together. Does not mean I agree with you, but you sure did a nice job. Even if what you said is not true, you did a nice job suffering to gather lies from where I don't know and publish the lies, no problem. But then my second paragraph is now that all these things you've said, I really do not agree with them because counter evidence, right? And then by the time you are done putting up those things, you're now like, however, I appreciate the fact that you have a different opinion about this. We can disagree to agree some other time or agree to disagree some other time, you know. So that's how to disagree intelligently. I have done this thing a couple of times and it won me friends. I've disagreed with people on Facebook, and from the disagreement they are like, dude, wow, you're good. Let's connect. We don't agree on this topic, but let's connect. I've had arguments about church, about, I love to use church as example. Um, I've had arguments about school system, about so many things, and people will come to my comment, and by the time we have a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, it usually goes this way. Kai, I really do not agree with you. However, there's something about you. I love the way you communicate. I love the way you share your thoughts. Let's connect. And sometimes I do this too. I'm the one doing it. So I talk with somebody and I notice that this person is emotionally intelligent and mature. And I just say, wow, I mean, I love the way you disagree intelligently. Even though we don't agree, I would want to connect with you and I would be so glad to stay close. And then we connect, and from there the next thing is, oh, what do you do? What do you do? I do this and that. I'm working on this project. I would like to have you come on board. Immediately we've forgotten our differences. Immediately. Okay. So that's it. Find creative ways to apply emotional intelligence in your life. Find creative ways to apply emotional intelligence in your life. There are many other examples. I can go on and on. There are many examples. Is it in relationships, in terms of communication, communicating your needs and your emotions per time? Don't assume that people are going to smell their fingers and predict what is happening to you, what you're going through per time. Dear ladies, don't assume that that guy is going to know that you are in that time of your of the month, and know that that's why you're having mood swings. Don't assume. Communicate. You're uncomfortable, communicate. You're happy, communicate. Okay? Very important. So that's it. I'll just you know apply my brakes at this point. Let me know if you are here with me. Say something in the comments, and if you have not introduced yourself, please do. I'll pull you up the stage. I'll pull up the introduction um on the screen. So if you are yet to introduce yourself, kindly do so. The enthusiast has been of great help to me today. pulling up this things on stage. The summary, the yeah, absolutely fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I just feel like going over to compile all of them, to start compiling the comments. Sometimes when you finish discussing something like this, you can leave there immediately and you're now wondering, what did I say is number three? What did I say is number two? And you don't remember. It happens. It happens, especially to some of us that teach spontaneously. Um, Everything I said here, I just came back. I just came back and I had to. Because if I don't start immediately, next thing, StreamYard will come and tell me you already spent past the time of what and what and what, and then I'll have to start creating another link all over. I didn't want that. That's just that, right? And if I finish pouring out all these things, I may just go and I will not be thinking to myself, what is number three? What is number three? I'll have to come and watch my own video all over again. So I appreciate this. I appreciate this, Agatha. Agatha, I appreciate that. Um, Good. And when I was talking about, you know, criticizing people, criticizing thoughts, start with compliment. Good. Compliment, then your opinion, and then recommend. Okay. So you can say, let me give you another example. Somebody speaks, maybe your friend is speaking somewhere, and maybe while they were speaking, they were not really making sense. It happens. While they were speaking, they were not making sense, but you just don't want to say it. Or let me just say that their voice was not loud. Hmm? There are people, especially narcissists. Narcissists love to capitalize on every other person's weaknesses just so that their own strengths can shine forth. Narcissists. So if that your friend went to speak somewhere and you are privileged to listen to them speak, and then maybe their voices were not, the friend's voice wasn't loud enough, wasn't clear enough. Now when they come back and ask you for feedback, it is a crime to jump into the negative. It shows what you have in you. If you're going to just, my brother, your voice was not really loud, or mm-mm. You should actually start by finding the good stuff. No matter how terrible the person is, there must have been something good they did. Start with that one. Okay, um, you really did well with your composure, your stage management, and the speech generally was quite valuable. The only thing was that I couldn't hear you very well from where I was. I don't know if it's just me or maybe others, but I would recommend that next time that you are speaking, you can try increasing the tone of your voice so that everyone can hear you clearly. But that notwithstanding, wonderful speech, wonderful, wonderful speech. I gained a lot. This is different from, Omo, wow, you tried, but you sure tried. It's just that your voice was not audible, and then you were not really giving us the vibe. That's not good. You just succeeded in demoralizing the person completely. Okay, so these are different things. So whenever you want to talk, activate your internal thermostat. Whenever you want to act towards somebody, turn on that thermostat. This thing I want to say, is it is it worthy of going out? This thing I want to tell somebody, should should I even say it? Should I mention it? Should I open my mouth and allow this thing to come out? This thing that is about to come out, is it nonsense? Am I about to say rubbish? Should I rather swallow what I have in mind, or must it go out there? So these are the questions you'll be asking yourself per time. Okay. So we hit the 1 hour 30 minute mark. Okay, we're about to hit it in the next 4 minutes. So yes, I would be glad to take one question. Okay, person talk say if I dey speak pidgin, e dey make am go well. E dey make am enter well well, abi? Julia Alu, well done, well done. I'm glad that you are learning. hmm I'm glad that you are learning. Well done. So if you are watching, if you've joined, you can hit the like button. You can as well share. Okay, tell your audience to watch. We have already come to the end, so they can watch the replay. You can talk about the session, and you can talk about the session and share what you learned. And this is a journey. This is actually a learning journey that I want you all to embark with me. And you are going to be sharing tips that you've gotten here. Anything you've gotten from here, feel free to invite others to come and learn with you. Share some of the things you're learning here on your social media platforms. That's also one of the ways to grow with your audience. Okay, I'm attending this and that. I'm attending this program. Come and join. The next one is going to be this time. These are the things that I learned from the last session, and you put it out there. So somehow they are also crediting it to you, in the sense that they know you are growing and then you want to carry them along. Okay, so that would really be nice. Tell your audience about the program and share what you are learning per day. Share what you are learning with them so that they can learn as well. So at this juncture, I would say a beautiful good night to everyone. I'm going to put small music so that you can enjoy small music before you can go to bed. Victor said he's just joining. Kai, what should we do to Victor? What is the most emotionally intelligent response we can give to him apart from chai? Yeah. so so Victor, don't worry. The recording will be made available, and I'm not going to turn it off immediately, so that those who are still trying to catch up will be able to catch up. So it's going to be on for the next 10 minutes maybe, to enable everyone to catch up. Okay, so those who want to join the inner circle, one thing I would ask you to do, if you want to join the main mentoring program, I'm going to subsidize it for you as long as you are watching this, right? It's part of the reasons I'm doing this call, because I want to know who is really keen on getting in. So I'm going to give you a discount that I'm not going to mention here. It is totally up to you to get it if you are yet to join the inner circle. Okay, so all you need to do is come to my DM on WhatsApp and tell me that you watched this video and you got to this point. Okay, and you're interested in my inner circle mentoring program, inner circle coaching program. Just tell me, I understand, and I'll work out something for you. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. um but yeah, let me see, where's my music? DJ, play music. So that's it. Mhm.